Oil is the excrement of the devil. El excremento del diablo.
Oil is black blood.
Oil is the blood of the dinosaurs.
This is the bloodstream of the world economy.
Oil is the blood of the earth. We're moving from an era of cheap, abundant energy to an era of scarce, hard to get, expensive energy.
At the same time, we are making ourselves dependent on some extremely unstable regimes in some very nasty parts of the world.
Keeping the world dependence on oil as long as possible is important.
Not 1 in 50, not 1 in 100 of the people in our country have any inkling of the potential problem that we're facing.
Increased unemployment, poverty, bankruptcy, starvation. There are all kind of the things that happen when a society collapses.
So we enter an entirely new world of quite unbelievable dimensions, and yet it's only a few years away.
Hello, folks. I'm a carbon atom, and since I'm an essential part of each of the hydrocarbons in crude oil, I'm here to give you the inside dope on gasoline.
Oil is not like wheat. We are not growing it every year. Oil is the outcome of many millions of years of geological history.
The great bulk of the world's oil was formed at just two very brief moments of extreme global warming 90 and 150 million years ago.
Animals and plants that died in the ocean were compressed by more deposits of sand. And over the years, these deposits squished and compacted more and more. And then over time, they were cooked, which was what we call the kitchen.
And when the organic material was buried to a depth of about 2,000 meters, chemical reactions converted it into oil. This was formed once, briefly, over geological time. And so we're using this stuff up over 1 or 2 centuries.
One barrel of oil, the refined product of which 42 gallons of gasoline you can buy for a little over $100, will produce as much energy, as much work as you will get from 12 people working all year for you.
Take an average man performing physical labor for 25,000 hours to produce the amount of energy that's contained in that 1 barrel of oil. That barrel of oil, if it's pulled out of the ground in Iraq, can be pulled out of the ground for $1. You invest $1 and you get back 25,000 hours of human labor. That's an energy source that is so dense, it's essentially free energy.
It's all non-renewable, it's all extremely capital intensive, and it's probably the most invaluable natural resource we've ever discovered.
You are about to know the thrill of seeing that which has never been seen before. You are about to enter a beautiful, exciting, wonderful new world, the world of 1960. For the first time in history, you'll see a wonderful new world of Fords.
Fine cars, the last word in wish it were mine cars, the dream car of the wonderful new world of Fords.
The 1960 Thunderbird.
Oil is our God. I don't care if somebody says they worship Jesus, Buddha, Allah, whoever. They actually worship petroleum.
%70 of the barrel of oil is refined into transportation fuels, which include motor gasoline, diesel fuel, jet fuel, railroad fuel, and maritime fuel. 98% of all transportation energy comes from oil.
Construction of an average car consumes somewhere between the energy equivalent of 27 and 54 barrels of oil, depending on whose statistics you use. A computer, the construction of the average desktop computer, consumes 10 times its weight in fossil fuels. A microchip consumes 630 times its weight in fossil fuels during its construction. For every calorie that you eat in the United States, and probably a similar number in other industrialized nations, requires 10 calories of hydrocarbon energy.
There are 6.4 billion people, I think, living on the planet now. Most of them are reasonably well fed, and that's a consequence of what was called the Green Revolution in the second half of the 20th century. The Green Revolution consists in very large measure of fertilizing land with petrochemicals, fertilizers that are derived from petroleum.
Farming has changed more in the last 50 years than it did in the previous 1,000. A farmer today can work 5 times the land his father worked and still have time for leisure that his father never knew. The petroleum that runs these modern hired hands has not confined progress in farming to the fields. Life is easier for the farm wife, too. What it comes down to is that the oil industry has to please Mrs. Martin and millions just like her. Already today, she's used some 87 petroleum products, including the plastic bacon wrapper and the wax of the milk carton. She'll top 100 before the day is over.
The liquids that come out of oil, as it's processed and refined, create the building block for all of our petrochemical, chemical, plastics, pharmaceutical, these, zillions of things.
Fires, insecticides, cosmetics, weed killers, a whole galaxy of things to make a better life on Earth. And it isn't just oil companies that try to outdo each other, competing for the customer's dollar. The same story is true of almost every successful business enterprise on the whole planet.
Well, whether you know it or not, every single preparation on this beautiful lady's dressing table, every single thing she is wearing is influenced by oil. Just for fun, let's take away all these articles dependent upon petroleum. Her hand mirror, cosmetics, perfume, and manicure set made of plastics. Her synthetic silk negligee, her silk under... Oh, science can go no further.
Значит, Россия вышла на первое место по добыче нефти. Например, если во всем мире в 1901 году, как раз в этот период, значит, Россия вышла на первое место по добыче нефти. И 95% российской нефти давал Баку. Эшелоны с бакинской нефтью шли туда, на фронт.
Первоначально здесь добывалась самая максимальная нефть. Здесь было добыто около 5000 тонн нефти.
В 2020 году к этому времени Баку был одним из крупных промышленных нефтяных центров.
Where is Daddy, Mommy?